even what they've done with it, like at Galaxy's Edge, because I'm right by Orlando, so I have an annual pass. I go, but like Galaxy's Edge could have been so much more, but it's stuck with just kind of like the sequels, and then their Star Cruiser Hotel, which is a ridiculous price, right? It's like 5,000, whatever. I would have figured it out and paid for it if it would have felt like OG or a prequel trilogy. But the whole ship is in between episode 8 and 9. The two worst movies to most people in the franchise.
Yeah.
You make this experience based on that, and you can see it. They shut it down because no one's going to it.
Yeah. Well, and the price was insane.
No, it was insane.
Yeah.
But if I would have felt like I was in Camino or the Jedi Temple or doing crazy stuff, I would have saved for a couple years and went just to feel like that. But it's not that feeling.
Yeah. Well, and it's a tough position for them too, because it's like they put the movies out, they put all the money into it, and so it's like I understand why it's hard to like from a marketing perspective, abandon that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it they should have pivoted differently. Like I don't even know what the answer is, but it's just
they could have made it like a Mandoverse ship and just pivot to that. That's their stuff. Like that would have been way cooler if you would have felt like all Mandalorian stuff everywhere.
Yeah. Well, and again, comparing to Marvel, they're the easiest direct comparison.
Yeah.
They when they originally, I don't think they've been doing this with some of their latest stuff, but in the Infinity Saga movies, we got to know these certain group of characters, and then when they started introducing the new characters, it was as a support character to the ones we already loved.
Yeah.
And then they let that happen for long enough that we eventually liked the support characters enough to let them have their own thing. With the sequels, it was like, we're going to make it about Rey, and the main characters that we love are
the support characters.
The support characters.
Yeah, bro. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, and what they should have done is the sequel movies are all about Han, Luke, Leia, and then you bring in Rey, you bring in Finn, you bring in Poe, and then you can have another trilogy that's now them.
That would have been beautiful. And now that you mentioned Han, Luke, and Leia, that's another thing that irks my soul about the sequels is we did not get a scene with Luke, Han, and Leia, and Chewie in the cockpit of the Falcon flying somewhere.
Or together at all.
Or together at all. Like, how... Like, rest in peace to Carrie Fisher, so I'm sure that didn't help. But, that should have been the opening for The Last Jedi. Like, get the band back together again.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand in the first one, how maybe, if they're all in different parts of the galaxy, they gotta get together. But definitely by the second one, I was expecting them to be, together, Even Luke and Leia, in Last Jedi, it's like they couldn't... That was it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then they just made Han Solo's just kind of a deadbeat nobody.
Deadbeat dad, yeah.
And it's we already had this character development. He started as that.
Yeah.
And then he became a general and a hero. And it's maybe he maybe struggled with that and he had some low points, but we already had the character development happen.
Yeah. Exactly, man.